a colossal meteorite and powerful metal, vibranium. Its arrival sparked fierce conflicts among 5 tribes as each sought to possess the metal's unparalleled potential. Among them, one warrior made a daring decision, a plant altered by the vibranium's influence. This ritual transformed him, granting superhuman abilities and wisdom. The 5th tribe, the Jabari, chose to remain isolated. As generations passed, the Wakandans harnessed vibranium's miraculous properties to develop technology far beyond the world's understanding. To protect their secrets, a sophisticated energy shield hid their cities and technology from prying eyes. Fast forward to 1992, when King T'Chaka, Wakanda's reigning Black Panther, journeyed to Oakland, California to visit his brother N'Jobu. N'Jobu had been living undercover, embedded in the community. T'Chaka revealed disturbing suspicions. N'Jobu was accused of aiding Ulysses Klaue. Klaue had somehow infiltrated Wakanda and stolen a substantial amount of vibranium, a feat thought impossible. As T'Chaka confronted him, N'Jobu's partner exposed his true identity as Zuri, a loyal Wakandan who confirmed N'Jobu's betrayal. Unable to reconcile his brother's actions, T'Chaka ordered N'Jobu to return to Wakanda and face punishment. Years later, with T'Chaka's sudden death, his son T'Challa returned to Wakanda. His first duty as the new king was to bring back Nakia, his former lover, who was undercover in Nigeria, dismantling a trafficking network. With Okoye, the fierce leader of the Dora Milaje, the all-female special forces of Wakanda, by his side, T'Challa brought Nakia back for his coronation ceremony. There, he stood before his people, his family, including his mother, Queen Ramonda, and his brilliant sister, Shuri, Wakanda's young technological prodigy. However, M'Baku, leader of the Jabari tribe, stepped forward to oppose T'Challa, challenging his claim to the throne in ritual combat. The two warriors clashed in fierce, ceremonial battle, with T'Challa emerging victorious. Showing mercy, he spared M'Baku, who begrudgingly accepted his defeat. Later, T'Challa consumed the heart-shaped herb, a sacred rite that connected him with the ancestral plane where he encountered his father's spirit. T'Challa expressed his struggles, but T'Chaka reminded him of his duty to protect Wakanda. Yet, T'Challa harbored doubts, especially as Nakia urged him to help those in need outside Wakanda's borders. Soon after, a crisis surfaced. Klaue stole a Wakandan artifact from a London museum. Intelligence revealed that Klaue planned to sell the artifact's vibranium in South Korea. Alongside Okoye and Nakia, T'Challa intercepted Klaue at an underground casino in Busan, clashing with him in a chaotic fight that spilled into a high-speed chase through the city streets. Though T'Challa captured Klaue, the arms dealer escaped with the help of Eric, who later revealed his own knowledge of Wakanda's secrets, including its vast vibranium reserves. Back in Wakanda, T'Challa was forced to confront a hidden truth about Eric. Zuri confessed the full story. N'Jobu had planned to use Wakanda's technology to arm oppressed people of African descent worldwide, creating a powerful Wakandan empire. When T'Chaka intervened, N'Jobu had resisted violently, leading to his death, and the young Eric had been abandoned. Growing up in America, Eric took on the name Killmonger, a relentless soldier determined to claim his birthright. Fueled by vengeance, Killmonger returned to Wakanda, presenting Klaue's body as proof of his loyalty and invoking his right to the throne. In a brutal duel, Killmonger defeated T'Challa, even killing Zuri before seizing the throne for himself. As king, he ordered the heart-shaped herb burned, intending to end Wakanda's tradition of Black Panthers. However, Nakia managed to save a single herb, fleeing with Shuri, Queen Ramonda, and a gravely injured CIA agent, Everett Ross, who had helped T'Challa. The group sought refuge with the Jabari, where they found T'Challa, miraculously saved by M'Baku. Restored by the heart-shaped herb, T'Challa challenged Killmonger once again, returning to Wakanda to prevent his cousin's plan to distribute vibranium weapons globally. What ensued was a battle for Wakanda's future. As Okoye and the Dora Milaje fought against Killmonger's supporters, Shuri and Nakia aided T'Challa, and Ross piloted a jet remotely to stop the weapons from leaving Wakanda's borders. The climax unfolded within the vibranium mine, where T'Challa and Killmonger, both suited in Black Panther armor, clashed in a decisive battle. Using Wakanda's advanced technology, T'Challa disrupted Killmonger's suit, ultimately defeating him. Despite T'Challa's offer to heal him, Killmonger chose death over captivity, leaving T'Challa with a newfound resolve. Inspired by Nakia's vision, T'Challa established an outreach center in Oakland, dedicating it to his father's memory. Finally, in a bold move, T'Challa stood before the United Nations, revealing Wakanda's true nature, inviting the world to glimpse the marvels his people had long protected.